2025 is all about you, your story, your choices, your world. These are the most insane new single-player games you won't believe are real. Let's jump in.
Uncharted lands brimming with peril.
Octrix Channel.
Slay the Spire 2. This sequel picks up with the same thrilling roguelike deck-building action that made the original a breakout hit. Built from the ground up in the Godot engine, switching from Unity, Slay the Spire 2 brings richer visuals, smoother animations, and expanded mod support. You'll likely revisit beloved characters like Ironclad and Silent, and maybe even meet new ones in fresh encounters within the endlessly replayable Spire. The developers are leaning into quality of life and mod friendliness, involving mod creators in testing to smooth out fan-favorite additions while keeping that core strategic depth. Dead Static Drive. Imagine a truly weird 80s road trip through Americana drenched in cosmic horror. Grand Theft Cthulhu, as one reviewer put it. You play Hearst searching for your missing parents across eerie highways and paranoid small towns, armed with just a car, a bat, and vague clues. You'll scavenge, fight, sneak, decide who to trust and who to avoid, all while facing Lovecraftian threats and a father's unraveling sanity. The pixel art style blends retro nostalgia with unsettling atmospherics, and critics love the visuals and tone. See Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy. This prequel to Requiem shifts focus to Sophia, a new protagonist who's a cunning treasure seeker haunted by her past. Set 15 years before the original, you'll navigate Minotaur's Island, dodging soldiers, solving light-based puzzles using a stolen Minoan sphere, and facing myth-inspired enemies like the legendary Minotaur. The tone feels darker and more combat-oriented than previous entries, yet it retains that atmospheric storytelling and suspenseful rustling of the Plague universe. Developed by Asobo Studio and published by Focus Entertainment, this promises an evolution of the series with heavier action, branching mythology, and some stealth puzzle flavor woven into the suspense. Winter Burrow Picture Cozy meets survival in this hand-drawn 2D gem, where you're a mouse rebuilding your childhood burrow amid a frigid woodland. You'll gather wood, knit sweaters, bake pies, craft tools, and restore warmth to your home, all while managing temperature, hunger, and energy meters. The demo at GDC and Gamescom impressed with its emotional tone. Yes, it had me welling up in a way you don't expect from a survival game. Blending cozy aesthetics from Animal Crossing and Mouse Guard with tense moments reminiscent of Don't Starve, it strikes a smooth balance between chill and challenge.
Small city mouse doesn't stand a chance. Maybe so. But I must compete. And find meaning. Winter leads to spring. Auntie! Finally! No! Out here. Some will say that in the dead of winter, a small city mouse.
Subnautica 2. This eagerly awaited sequel has surfaced amid a serious shakeup. Initially targeting early access in 2025, the game has now been pushed to 2026. Publisher Krafton asserts the delay is to expand content, more biomes, creatures, vehicles, story beats, and tools, in response to internal playtests. But the real drama comes from leadership turmoil. In July 2025, Unknown Worlds co-founders Charlie Cleveland, Max McGuire, and CEO Ted Gill were removed, allegedly for abandoning responsibilities, and replaced by Krafton executive Steve Papoutsis. Cleveland has filed a lawsuit, claiming the game was ready, and suggests the delay might be tied to avoiding a $250 million bonus payout scheduled for late 2025, a claim Krafton denies, although sources confirm the payout was largely tied to the departing execs. Keeper from Double Fine's creative team, including the lead of Psychonauts 2, comes a refreshingly bizarre adventure. You play as a sentient walking lighthouse exploring strange realms with a bird companion, interacting with odd robotic villagers, and solving light-based puzzles. The game feels like a surreal fairy tale, told without words, emphasizing mood, emotional storytelling, and imaginative design. Displacement. This tense action horror title places you in the boots of a psychologist stranded at a remote polar station. As your colleagues descend into madness, you must manage your own sanity while exploring the frozen halls, piecing together a mystery and choosing whether to hold onto your grip, or you might spiral into despair. It blends atmospheric storytelling with psychological gameplay, leaning heavily into immersion and moral tension.
At your feet, we humbly fall. I was frightened, just like you are now.
Everwind. Formerly known as Skyverse, this ambitious first-person sandbox RPG from Enjoy Studio, under Bohemia Interactive, plunges players into floating island realms you can shape, sail, and inhabit. With base building aboard flying island ships, procedurally generated open worlds, melee combat, magic, crafting, and full co-op support, it evokes a mix of Skyrim exploration and blocky creative freedom a la Minecraft. The Kickstarter campaign has already surpassed its goal, and devlog number 3 dives deeper into modular ships, character progression, and crafting systems. DREADZONE, a survival game dropping into early access on July 17, 2025, set within a deadly, quarantined zone overrun by zombies, mutants, wildlife, and hostile survivors. Players scavenge resources, build shelters, craft tools and weapons, and decide whether to seek a cure or embrace mutation. Plans include expanding the zone with new points of interest, farming, taming, and enhanced weapon customization over time. Developers are planning console versions, PS5, Xbox, after PC early access, prioritizing polish based on player feedback. Mortal Shell 2. Announced at Summer Game Fest 2025, this standalone sequel ramps up everything fans loved from the original. Faster, stamina-free combat. A larger open world filled with over 60 dungeons, and a heavy metal aesthetic complete with firearms like shotguns, revolvers, and machine crossbows. You'll still inhabit different warrior shells, each offering distinct playstyles, now enhanced with greater narrative depth and weapon variety. Enemies range from grotesque monsters to false gods, with brutal finishers and elevated gore levels.
In one.
Cronos, The New Dawn. A deeply atmospheric survival horror experience from Bloober Team, this third-person title blends gritty combat and body horror with an intriguing time twist. You play as the Traveler, an operative sent into both a dystopian future wasteland and 1980s Poland to extract survivors, battling grotesque creatures known as orphans. The standout mechanic forces you to burn fallen enemies before they merge into even more terrifying monstrosities, pushing you to make split-second tactical choices. Gothic, retro-futuristic locales and intense survival gameplay evoke spirit of classic Resident Evil and Dead Space, heightened by Bloober's signature storytelling and eerie design, rooted in brutalist architecture.
Recommended to proceed with caution.
Mixtape. From the creators of The Artful Escape, this narrative road trip sim transports you on the final night of high school with 3 friends. Expect vibrant vignette-style gameplay, skateboarding, photo ops in an abandoned theme park, fireworks from a car, and even a quirky toilet papering minigame. All powered by a headbanger, late 80s-90s soundtrack featuring bands like 9 Inch Nails, Joy Division, The Cure, and more. It celebrates youth, memory, and nostalgia with emotional weight and whimsical fun. Early previews call it a love letter to teenage life, blending emotional resonance with mischievous energy.
What are we gonna think of ourselves in 10 years?
You're invited to go back in
Moonlighter 2. The Endless Vault Digital Sun returns with a sequel that seamlessly expands the beloved shop by day, dungeon crawl by night formula. Now fully 3D, your character Will is dirt poor and stranded in a mysterious village called Tresna. Dungeon runs feel more fluid and action-packed, leaning into deeper combat mechanics that draw favorable comparisons to Hades, while the shop phase remains engaging with expanded layout customization and town-building effects. Previews highlight a polished, larger-scope core loop that retains all the charm fans loved in the original.
beyond imagination. And treasures beyond.
Cast and chill. This cozy fishing sim from Wombat Brawler is fully launched and ready to soothe. With serene lakes, drifting rivers, and gentle ocean breezes, you cast lines at your own pace, reel legendary catches, upgrade your gear, and never fish alone, thanks to your loyal doggo companion. The community loves it, with over 2,200 very positive reviews on Steam and a heartfelt nod from Linux users celebrating smooth Proton support.
Creeks, and the air smells like outboard grease, that whole lake, and a bit of hope. The stories you tell after, it's the stillness. Each one with its own story. You don't need much, just a cast.
Wheelworld Messhoff's open-world cycling adventure drops players into the role of Cat, a ghost biker on a mission to save the universe from impending collapse. You'll explore vibrant landscapes, customize your ride with scavenged parts, and challenge quirky cycling rivals, all backed by an energetic soundtrack from Italians Do It Better. The gameplay strikes a balance between exploration and competitive races, with charming mechanics like bell shrines that reveal areas and boost your bike as you progress.
My suit was destroyed.
You have a lot left to give. I would like to make you an offer.
This is SDN. How can we help you?
You want me to sit in an office and dispatch heroes?
In exchange, we can make you Mecha Man again. What's up, Dad Butts?
Ground Zero. A retro-styled survival horror set in post-apocalyptic South Korea, following an elite Korean operative and her Canadian partner investigating a meteor-wiped Busan. Expect tense exploration, puzzle solving, and combat against mutated creatures, all presented with PlayStation 1 era visuals reminiscent of classic Resident Evil. A recent gameplay trailer showcased haunting fog-filled ruins and atmospheric scares. Light Odyssey, a high-speed boss rush action game thrusting you into the ruins of an ancient civilization. You play as Bandy, a fading being of light tasked with challenging and defeating colossal enemies in a haunting world shaped by cosmic light and shadow. It blends fast-paced, parry-focused combat, weapon and ability customization, cinematic arena stages that shift dynamically, and environmental storytelling through runic symbols and ruins, even hinting at mysteries beneath the surface. Pioneer, an open-world, first-person survival MMO FPS by GFA Games, set on a dystopian post-Soviet island riddled with anomalies, mutants, factions, and deadly PvP zones. No traditional health bars or levels. Realism comes from managing hunger, rest, and gear. The map spans over 50 square kilometers with hidden dungeons, faction quests, dynamic world events tied to real-time day-night cycles, and both PvE and PvP encounters in purpose-built zones like the Shadowlands. Expect deep crafting, weapon customization, story missions, loyalty systems, and clan-based gameplay.
You can end up dead anywhere. Literally kicking the... Otherwise they'll chew you to pieces. There are plenty of monsters around here. They're just me. The same kind of hellraisers. We fight savagely with each other on the garbage dumps. Like to the death. We fight for the loot.
DREADMOOR. An atmospheric first-person Lovecraftian fishing adventure, DREADMOOR places you at the helm of a trawler navigating submerged islands and sinister ruins in a post-nuclear apocalypse. By day you fish, strategizing bait, upgrading your boat, and selling catches to survivalist traders. But by night you face mutated creatures and unravel chilling mysteries. Includes crafting, inventory management, and tense monster skirmishes both on water and land. This game stirred debate when its trailer appeared heavily pre-rendered and raised questions about whether it actually exists beyond a concept reveal. The indie team is transparent about using Unreal Engine 5 and crafting nearly all content in-house, with a gameplay trailer due soon. MUDANG 2 Hearts, a narrative-driven, cinematic third-person stealth action thriller set in a politically charged near-future Korea. Players switch between Ji Jong-tae, a North Korean special forces operative under a new reunification treaty, and Gavi, a K-pop superstar entwined in a web of terror and conspiracy. Gameplay supports tactical realism with stealth, CQC, and gadget-heavy combat. Realistic AI and motion capture bring visceral immersion. Story evolves without loading breaks. Cutscenes flow directly into gameplay.
그렇게 믿고 있거나 믿고 싶을 뿐. 누군가 당신의 분노를 이용한다.
Dispatch Ad Hoc Studios' debut titles blends Telltale-style narrative choice with light strategy and superhero satire. You play as Robert Robertson, an ex-superhero turned dispatcher who coordinates missions, manages a ragtag team of former villains, and navigates office politics. All with voice talent like Jeffrey Wright as Chase, Aaron Paul, Laura Bailey, and Jacksepticeye. The demo, available on Steam Next Fest, has earned praise for its witty dialogue, strong banter, and compelling blend of interactive TV and management sim. With over 500,000 wishlists, it could be one of the standout narrative games of 2025.
This on the inside.
My suit was wet.
Me. Is that your car?
I don't have a car.
That's gonna be a weird insurance claim.
The way things are going, I cut the